It's not Bitcoin season, it's not altcoin season, it's earning season. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys 3 different ways you guys can earn some crypto for free. I'll show you guys the tools that I use and how you guys can do it yourself. Very first way we want to talk about is airdrops. Yes, airdrops are a thing. Some of these can range from a couple of dollars to several $1,000s to several thousands of dollars. For example, the Arbitrum airdrop per wallet at its max was about, I don't know, $15,000. So if you had multiple wallets that did that, depending on how many you had, you could have gotten up to 6, maybe even 7 figures. So here is a couple of different protocols and chains that are potentially going to have some airdrops. And if you guys checked out some of the previous videos I made, there are a couple of guides on how to get these quote unquote airdrops. One of them was ZK Sync, Polygon ZK EVM, and then you also had Layer 0 as well as Starknet. So this little snapshot you see here are a couple of the different chains that are offering some airdrops. If you guys want to mess around with this and use some of these, I would highly recommend using some of the tier 1s, especially Polygon ZK EVM, ZK Sync, and Layer 0. Check out those previous videos to see what to do on that. I will be making more airdrop content as we go, so if you guys enjoy that type of content, you guys can go and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned as those come to date. Another really cool tool to use is earni.fi. Here's an example of one of the wallets that had a couple of airdrops. Now, this service is paid for, so you do have to pay for it. However, it will give you some alerts and say, hey, you got like $1,000 airdrop you need to claim. All you got to do is simply go on Twitter and say, hey, look, what are the trending airdrops, yada, yada, yada. And you can figure out which ones are trending. Now, me, myself, I am subscribed to this, so I already shared this information in the DigiSquad Discord in the airdrop section, so I try to share as many airdrops that do come across. And usually these airdrops just come from interacting with different dApps and playing around on different chains. You can also use DeFi Llama to search for different protocols that have, well, quote unquote, airdrops. All you got to do is go to DeFi and go to this section that says airdrops, and it looks for different protocols that don't have a quote unquote token. Now, just because a token is listed here doesn't mean that it will airdrop a token or that it hasn't already dropped one. For example, Pearl Fi. This protocol already airdropped its token, and it airdropped it to users that use different protocols like Velodrome and Chronos.fi. And yeah, there is an airdrop going on right there right now, so if you want to go claim that, you can do that. One of the best tools you can do is simply toggle by total money raised. Typically, if they raise a lot of money, there is an extremely high chance that it will be airdropping a token. The reason for that is because they want to pay the early investors, and they do that through token. OpenSea is one of the largest protocols that still has yet to have a token, which hence means, hey, mess around with OpenSea Pro, which is why you kind of saw OpenSea Pro right here. It's because they raised a lot of money, and there's an extremely high chance that they will be airdropping a token for people that use their protocol or mess around with their marketplace. Another example right here is Maverick Protocol. If you guys were watching the video that we made like it was like a week ago on ZK Sync, well, they just announced that they are giving an airdrop just 3 days ago for some of the early users. So if you guys use that, you would have gotten an airdrop. Another example is Orbiter Finance. If you would have bridged onto the different chains like I mentioned in the videos, they potentially will be having an airdrop as well. These are just different things to keep in mind. In summary, for the airdrop section is 1, look for protocols that raised a lot of money. Those have a higher chance of just airdropping tokens in order to reward their early investors. 2, use different tools to help you with this. Earni.fi, and even using something like DeFi Llama and looking under the airdrop protocols, or even joining some airdrop group, they can give you this information. And all you got to do is test around and play around with these different dApps. But in reality, the information is already there. You just need to go look for it and use these different dApps. I highly recommend messing around with DeFi Llama and playing around with the airdrop section and finding a chain you like to use as well as some dApps you like to use. That way, if there is no airdrop, of course, there is always that chance you at least got to use the protocol and had some fun. Now, speaking of airdrops, we did talk about the Polygon ZK EVM airdrop, and we did the video on that. As you can see here, they came out with this announcement and this snapshot. For July 10th, there will be the token release. So just something to keep in mind. Now, the second way, and one of my favorite ways, is arbitrage. You can do this in DeFi by taking advantage of different rates and APR rates on different protocols. So let me show you an example with Aave as well as using Taro. Now, Aave is a DeFi lending protocol. All you got to do is supply some tokens. These can be stable coins. It can be ETH. It can be Bitcoin. It can be whatever they have listed on here on the particular marketplace. We're on Arbitrum right now. So if we go over to the dashboard and look at some of the borrow rates, this will give us an idea of what we need to arbitrage. So let's say, for example, I lend out some stable coins. So I'm going to lend out some USDC. So I have some collateral and I'm going to be getting paid 2.34% to do this. There are other protocols that offer different rates, but for this example, we are going to be using Aave. I am getting paid to lend out, let's call it $1,000 in USDC. I'm going to be getting paid $20.34 at the end of the year. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and borrow some ETH. Now I'm going to pay 3.47% to borrow this ETH, but it's okay. I found an arbitrage. I'm going to go over to Taro.to and take a look at some of the yields over here. This is a leveraged yield farming protocol, and this type of protocol is typically able to offer higher rates than other protocols because most people are willing to leverage up because they're earning a higher yield. So let's take a look at some of the ETH APRs that they have. And as you can see here, there are several different APRs, but I need something that's higher than 3% for this to make sense. As you can see here, there is one that offers 35%. So technically, I'm getting a free 32% paid in ETH for free. This is arbitrage. This is out there, and this happens a lot on all these different chains. You just have to be active and look around. Simply, all I would need to do, lend out some stable coins, get paid 2%, awesome, and now I'm paying 3% to borrow some ETH. So when I'm borrowing this ETH, awesome, whatever, I'm paying 3%. But now I deposit over here, I lend it out, supply, I'm getting paid 35%. So 3% minus 35 equals 32% for free, plus the yield I'm earning on stablecoins. Now, if you want to get even more advanced in the strategy, you can use wrapped staked ETH. If you take a look at simplestakers.info, you can see here the APY is 4.32%, or the effective one is 4.44%. This is paid in the ETH token, so this is just auto compounding, and it's a free 4.44% yield. So if we lend out, or actually if we just holding wrapped staked ETH, that means we're increasing at a 4.44% with the staking yield just auto compounding into that token. So on the lending side, we're earning, I wouldn't even consider that anything. We're earning 4.44%, but then we're borrowing the ETH at 3.47. So technically 3.47 minus 4.44, let's just call it 1%. We're basically making 1% for free in this type of position. What we're going to do now is lend out the ETH onto Taro, and now we are going to earn another free 35% paid in ETH. Yes, these arbitrage strategies are out there. You just have to mess around with them and use them. There are other protocols that will even pay you to borrow in the position or even loop. You just have to take a look and crunch the numbers. Now, the third way is simply just by farming. All you got to do is use something like Uniswap, Velodrome, Velocore, any of these different DeFi protocols, preferably ones that are blue chip and not ready to rug you, and go and provide liquidity on them. If you don't understand how to provide liquidity and what it's like, you can simply go on my channel and you can look up how to provide liquidity. All you gotta do is search down here, how to LP, and you hit enter, and there you go. Step by step minting LP tokens. Bear market should you LP. These are just all kinds of different videos you guys can use and learn about providing liquidity. And if you don't like to listen to me talk, just simply search it on YouTube and find a bunch of other videos. But in today's video, we're going to kill two birds with one stone by farming on a chain that will be giving an airdrop. So we're going to be earning from the farming as well as earning from the airdrop that will be coming out. And like I showed you with that tweet earlier today, Polygon is going to be having the airdrop. This is the Polygon ZK EVM. This is going to be happening on July 10th. So simply all you got to do is go to DeFi Llama and go under the Polygon ZK EVM. You go under the chains tab right here and you can scroll down and look for Polygon ZK EVM. It's like number 40 or something like that. Yeah, number 39. Click on it and it'll show you a bunch of different protocols that you can use. Preferably what we're going to be looking for is a pool on one of these DEXs, a decentralized exchange, that has a low TVL but high volume. So if we take a look and use a tool called DEX Screener, we can simply look and go under Polygon ZK EVM. This is Polygon ZK EVM right here. And we can filter based on volume. As you can see here, we got volume for wrapped USDC or for wrapped ETH and USDC at 409,000 with a $1.9 million in liquidity. That's okay. I want to look for something at a little bit better ratio unless it offers yield farming incentives. So you can see you have DAI USDC, 52K in volume with 370K in liquidity. Not really a good ratio. Why? Because the liquidity is like 6 times the actual volume. You want the opposite of that. You want the volume to look something like this. 81,000 in volume and the liquidity is only 11,000. The reason for that is because if there's more volume, that means there's more swaps. Every time someone's paying that 0.3%, 0.2%, whatever that fee is, that goes to the dude who is providing liquidity. So this $11,000, they're getting all the fees on this 81K. So you can scroll down, take a look, and look for some of them and just find the ones that are the best. Now, if you don't want to get all complex and like, dude, this is complicated, I don't want to go into this, all you got to do is go to DeFi Llama and you can simply go to the yields, the tabs right here, and you can filter based on your chain and based on the tokens that you're looking for. This doesn't have every single chain, but this has a majority of the chains and a majority of the tokens that you can filter through. So in this case, we're going to do some ETH and I'm going to select based on Polygon ZK EVM. So Polygon ZK EVM, this is the one that we want to check. So we're going to clear all of them and we're going to do Polygon ZK EVM. It's going to give us Gamma Swap. Now, I already know that Gamma Swap routes through QuickSwap because you deposit in QuickSwap and you go to Gamma, but that's okay. You would simply click on one of these pools and we'll take you there. I'm going to filter based on the highest APY, and you can see here Wrapped ETH and Matic pays 38%. But I don't want to have exposure to Matic, so I'm going to look at it and be like, hey, I want to have a stablecoin and ETH. That's fine. You can do that. So you simply click on the pool and it will take you over to the pool and give you some more stats on this to see if this APY is sustainable or at least one that's been doing this for a while. This APY has been paying around for a week around this same level. As you can see here at its peak, it was around 75%. We're looking at the pink line right now. And at its lows, which is now, is around 31%. So we're going to go ahead and go to QuickSwap and we're going to go ahead and select the liquidity. QuickSwap also offers some of the yields, so it shows you what you're looking for by simply going to the farm section. And as you can see here, it says, hey, Gamma Swap, earn up to 100% APR. Check us out. Yada, yada, yada. You can filter based on the APR here. So 36% right here, 35%. You can get ETH USDC in a narrow range. So 31%, that's really not that bad. That's an APR. And it also gets incentive rewards. So we're getting paid Matic, Quick, and we're getting swap fees. So let's go and get this LP and see what this looks like. So we'd simply go over to the LP section and then it will ask us to deposit some different tokens, some ETH and some USDC. You can do this manually or automatically, but that's entirely up to you what you want to do for your ranges. But remember, this is going to select the different ranges, and based on this one, it looks like the range price is going to be around 1300 ETH and like 2200. Or you can simply just say, hey, I want to pick a wider range, and you can select a wider range to get around 1200 ETH and around 2800 ETH. Or you can simply do it manually. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. You select the minimum price, the max price, and the different pools. If that's too confusing, you can simply start with a little amount and allow it to do you manually and deposit into Gamma, and it will automatically rebalance your pool. Now, make sure you're aware of impermanent loss and how that works. And if you want to earn that in a quote unquote risk-free way, try to provide liquidity with token pairs that are like and move in the same position. So an example would be USDC and USDT. If you're using ETH and USDC, obviously these are not like pairs. ETH is really volatile. USDC, it typically does like this unless there's a lot of FUD. So those are 3 different ways you guys can earn some crypto for free. 1 is airdrops, farming around on these different chains. 2 is farming, playing around with these different protocols and earning a yield. 3 is using the arbitrage strategy, paying one rate on one protocol and earning a rate on another. If I'm paying 3% in ETH and earning 33% on another protocol, I'm basically earning a free 30% using arbitrage. So anyways, guys, those are 3 different ways you guys can earn some free crypto. If you guys enjoy this type of content, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you guys think of the video. And if you guys want to check out some of the previous tutorials, guides, airdrops, and some other helpful tools and resources, you can check out the previous videos I made on YouTube. If you guys want to join the exclusive Discord, you guys can check that out in the description below. It is the Patreon link, and you guys can see what I'm doing in the markets as well as chat with a bunch of other DeFi degens just like you. And if you guys want to support the channel and help a couple of kids over at St. Jude's, you guys can mint one of these Wisdom one-liner NFTs. Yes, there will be exclusive benefits and rewards to holders in the future. So you guys can check that out on wisdomol.net. I'll leave a link in the description below. And yes, out of the people that do mint, there will be some people that will be randomly selected and receive a free 1-year membership to the DigiSquad Discord. Let's hit you guys with a Wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 17. I love those who love me, and those who seek me, find me. This is wisdom calling. Peace, guys.